In this video today, I'm going to share with you some of my go-to coping strategies for anxiety. And this is relevant to self-care because taking care of your mental health is one of the most crucial forms of self-care there is. Hi there, my name is Chelsea, and if you are new to my channel, I'm here to share all things self-love and self-care. My goal is that by the end of this video, you've learned some new and applicable tools that will help you manage your anxiety in a healthy and simple way. Let me start off by saying anxiety gets a really bad reputation. It's seen as this hindrance, this burden, this defect. But what if I told you anxiety is actually a good thing? Back in the time of cavemen, if you were anxious, it meant you were able to live longer. For example, if there was a dark cave, you wouldn't just enter without assessing the situation first. This meant you lived longer than others. However, in current times, odds are you don't require this level of attentiveness anymore. And this is where that phrase, too much of a good thing, comes into play, and this is why anxiety management is so helpful. The following are 7 coping strategies that I swear by. The first one is mindfulness. Anxiety is caused by worrying about the past or the future, both of which you have zero control over in the present moment. Being mindful is as simple as slowing down and paying attention to what it is that you're doing in that given moment. A helpful mindfulness tip is to focus on your breathing. A technique that has helped me so much is square breathing. When you square breathe, you are sending a signal to your body that I am safe and everything is okay, which is super helpful, especially if you are perhaps experiencing panic attacks. All you do is you breathe in for 4 counts, you hold it for 4 counts, you breathe out for 4 counts, and you hold it again for 4 counts. You can repeat this for as long as you like, but doing this for as little as 2 minutes can have profound effects on your nervous system. The second tip is acceptance. The truth is, no matter who you are, we all go through uncomfortable life situations and circumstances. The good news is that these unpleasant times are temporary. However, when we resist uncomfortable tension, we actually create more of it. And this is called a double trouble cycle. And this looks like feeling helpless about feeling helpless, feeling anxious about feeling anxious. The best way to avoid this double trouble cycle is to accept. Accept that you feel anxious, accept that you feel tense, accept that you may feel hopeless without this impulse to stop it. If you allow room for this, it will pass. Step 3 is to acknowledge stressors. Sometimes we're so wrapped up in anxiety that we don't even know where it came from or what caused it. One of the things that immediately brings me relief in these moments is to pull out my phone, and in my notes, I'll just jot down in bullet point form what is causing me stress, what am I worried about. Personally, I like to then go jot down underneath each bullet point something kind of reassuring or something that gives me a little bit more peace. It's almost like talking to yourself like you would a friend. It doesn't take long at all, but it just kind of helps find closure with those issues. This process only takes about 5 minutes and you can do it anywhere. And there is something so freeing about bringing these issues to light. They immediately lose their power. Step 4 is to rewrite expectations. Oftentimes we jump to conclusions and we worry about worst case scenarios. And we do that because we want to be mentally prepared and it's a protective mechanism. However, there are also best case scenarios. So I've found it's helpful to balance it out by thinking about the best case scenario. This helps me to realize that there are more possibilities than one and helps me to shift my overall perspective. Step 5 is to control your controllables. In life, there are some worries that we do have control over. However, there are plenty of which we do not. This is why it is so important to reflect on what it is you do have control over versus what it is you don't have control over. One of which you can take action, and the other one you can decide to let go and put your energy elsewhere. Number 6 is a shift of perspective. It is helpful to look at difficult situations and to view them as challenges and opportunities to grow. This is important because it takes you out of this victim mentality and helps you to feel more empowered. And lastly, tip number 7 is calming the nervous system. Sometimes there are days where you're just so wound up that it feels like it doesn't matter what you're able to reason with yourself or how much you're able to breathe. Sometimes it's hard to get out of this anxious feeling. And on really hard days, this tip has saved me immensely. For me, this looks like going on a walk, taking a really hot bath or shower. It could be laying down with a heating pad, drinking a hot cup of tea. It's something to soothe your body and your nervous system on a physical level. This tip has been a game changer for me. So if you're having one of those days where it feels like no matter what, you just can't shake your anxious feelings, I encourage you to do something that will physically help you relax. And lastly, I wanted to recommend a workbook that was so helpful for me on my journey. And I know that not everyone has access to therapy. This book was so helpful in helping me learn new tools and identify with what my triggers were. The book is right here. It's the Cognitive Behavioral Workbook for Anxiety. It's the 2nd edition. I will link it below. It's just a bunch of mini chapters, and in each chapter there's an opportunity to reflect on how it applies to you. This is a really great resource and I highly recommend it. I hope this video today was helpful in helping you gain some new tools to manage anxiety in healthy ways. Because taking care of our mental health is a crucial form of self-care.